brother here is from New Brunswick area, but he fights injustice all around. He's been on several missions of picking up water for the Flint crisis. With our brother Hamza here is how I met him. He also been on to Texas, the hurricane relief effort, and in North Carolina. And what he's going to do, just like Chris had a piece of this, he wanted to tell his personal story, how families are touched through gun violence. He's going to talk a little bit about the different social injustices in our community that created the conditions where we're being self-destructive. So I want y'all all to give a dynamic welcome to our dynamic guest speaker, Tormel Pittman.
I'd like to thank Brother Jalil Grady. It's an amazing event he put together. And you guys should be, blessed to have events like this in your community, Elizabeth, because a lot of cities and townships don't have this. They talk about it, but never really be about it. So it's more, and as he grow on, I'm quite sure he'll bring the young men that need to hear the message that we're giving. Because me looking in the crowd, I see 99% of the people who get it and already know, what we're going through. Like the brother said was real important. He said something about culture. And when I hear the word culture, I start to think about us as a people, because we were never a violent people. So, because today, it's a violent culture. The culture is applauded. Gun violence is applauded. And in my day, yeah, we had gun violence, and it was black on black crime. But sometimes, I go out, people invite me to speak at candlelight vigils when these young men and young women are murdered from gun violence. I stop going, because a lot of times I get out to these candlelight vigils, it's a party. They turn it up. You got the weeds flying, the music bumping, everybody putting on their freshest gear. Come out, girls, they fixing these skirts and hollering and checking out who's over there and who. It became a show. You look in the corner, you see the mother and the father, they still in the days. These kids aren't understanding. I tell some people sometimes, right, if I ever went to another planet, I seen a bunch of aliens, I'm visiting another planet. And I seen one alien with a device in his hand, and he could point it at another alien, and he just zapped him and disappeared. Zapped and disappeared, zapped. You think that alien is crazy. Well, we have that same device where you could point something at a person and they disappear and they're gone forever. A lot of these kids don't realize if they get killed, they are gone forever. Some of these kids, you gotta look at the mentality that they're dealing with. The most popular day that they think in their mind is the day of their funeral. He was sharp in that casket. You seen who came through? Man, they packed the house for him. Man, I can't wait. That's the culture we're dealing with. It's a show now. If we said, like my brother was promoting the event, man, come out, stop the violence. We got a decent turnout. I don't care if it was one person out that came and spoke, but we got a beautiful turnout. But if we said two people was meeting here to fight, then it'd be standing room only. That's the culture that we are dealing with. And we're not, and the kids, man, I say, you can't blame them. They're born into a culture, and a lot has to do with the broken family. That has a lot to do with it. And even if a father sometimes is present, he goes through so much drama to stay in the house that he got to fight tooth and nail just to remain in the house. And sometimes he's in a condition where I could be here, but I got to duck when the man come. I got to hide in the closet. That's no, and your kids see that. That's no father figure, And the brothers in the community, we can, like we're doing what we do. But reaching a kid that was born into a culture is not as easy as we may think. The rap music, we could put it on the music, but it was here before that. The gang music with NWA has allowed them old enough to be a lot of these kids' grandfather. So we can't say that it's the music, but we can say it's the love of the violence, the lack of empathy. I gotta know that if you or your son die, it hurts me even though my son's still living. Yes. We're losing the lack of empathy. They can't put themselves in another person's shoes. Man, did you see that mother, how she broke down? Forget wanting another mother. Do you want your mother to go through that? Do you want your mother to feel? Do you want your father to feel? And some of these kids that died had to both parents. Both parents in the home. So, it's about getting into the mindset of these children and understanding what they're up against. A lot of the issues that are facing them on a daily basis, they're millennials. So everything is changing real quick, real fast. Every fad is changing. A rapper that was, I grew up on Rakim and LL and all of them. They stayed relevant for probably 10 years in my life. These rappers in 3 months, they're in and out. I'm done with them. I'll be telling my daughter, he's old news, Dad. Listen here. And I tell my kids also, have a conversation because they do listen to the music today. I got an agreement with I have 2 teenage daughters and 10-year-old son. I tell them, listen, you can listen to whatever you want to listen to. Just as long as you don't try the stupid stuff that you listen to. Because they're going to hear it anyway. They're going to hear it. You can sit here and think that, you're not playing this in my house. They're going to hear, no, they don't play. But when they're on their own time, at least they don't know that they're sneaking from me. So the kids they're up against a lot, and a lot of it is the previous self-hate that we had for each other. I was at an event one time. I was speaking in New Brunswick, and it started getting late. It started getting dark. We all went to the park, and at the event it was multicultural. You had black, whites, Latinos, things of that nature. So if the crowd started fizzling out, the lady said, and I was still there. The lady said, well, it's a good thing you're here because I'll be safe in this park. I had to explain to the lady, you're more safe in this park than I am. And they don't realize that. A white person could walk through our neighborhood with no problem whatsoever. Say, we from Brunswick. I never seen him before. I'm getting approached early. It's because of self-hate. We fought for street corners. This is my block. This is my hood. We done shot and killed people over street corners. Then, a year later, a white person walking the dog down. They gentrify you with no resistance. We can get gentrified with no resistance whatsoever. Not even a cat gun aimed at nobody. But we done sit here and fought and murdered for blocks. And a lot of times I see some people that I used to get into it with. Like one guy in particular I used to get into it with. We stayed away from each other for a while. It was by accident. It wasn't just stay away. It wasn't conscious, but it just so happened we didn't see each other for years. We bumped into each other. It wasn't that serious. It wasn't a big deal. Whatever we went through, it wasn't about that. What if we would have ran into each other a couple months after we had that incident? We ran into each other when we were both mature. We were both in a different space in our life. I got kids. He got kids. He's working a 9-to-5, providing for his family. I'm working a 9-to-5, providing for his family. We got the opportunity to grow. A lot of children don't get that opportunity to grow. I was one of the knucklehead kids too. Like if I put a gun on my hip, in my mind, and guys don't lie, when you put them bullets in your gun, when you put that gun in your hip, you got a black person in mind. You're thinking about a black person. You put a vest on, you're thinking a black person might come and shoot you. We ain't thinking about nobody else. And thank God somebody gave me the opportunity to grow. Because now, we're doing relief missions. Shout out to my brother Hamza in the back. Big shout out to my brother James Carey, Salam Ishmael. There's a lot of people doing a lot of amazing things in Elizabeth. And we all got the opportunity to grow. What if we ran into that person we had an issue with a month later, we're no longer here. You guys wouldn't be here, because I know, I'm sure, Jalil only picked 3 speakers, but I could look at this crowd. Everybody in here can hold a fort. I know for a fact. Everybody in here is a dynamic speaker. Just looking at the crowd. So, you know, we got to figure out a way to get them to see that, you know, you need the opportunity to grow. You know, I mean, I'm getting some award. Me and Humza's getting an award tomorrow. You know, Humza done got several awards. I done got several awards. And I use that as an example. Because it's hard to compete when it's enticing, because the streets are very enticing. It's hard for us regular people. Now that I guess I'm a regular person, I was just saying, but it's hard for us regular people to compete with the streets. It's hard. It's more flashy, it's more louder, it's more attractive, and we come through, and a lot of that has to do, a little bit has to do with the crack era also. You know, when you go, like I seen the crack era switch and change. When I used to go to my friend's house, like, you know, we go to our friend's house or whatever, it's like, hey, Mel, you want something to eat? His dad in there, you know what I'm saying? And I go, yeah, man, yes, man, I like something to eat. Hey, you guys, you know, we go in my friend's room and this, that, and the other. The crack era hit, we go over his house, yo, where your mom at? Where your dad at? You in here by yourself? They gone. So whatever we wanted to do at that house, we could do. That was an evolution, that was a transformation. Now the kid, if he, you know, before his dad probably slipped in his room, or pop the door, hey, so yo. Now we ain't gotta worry about him coming in. We don't gotta worry about the mom who fed us a house full of food. Now it's nothing but a gallon of water in the refrigerator. That Trump, you know, because I don't like to throw the blame on you, because that's a big part of what we went. It's not these babies' fault. And it's not our fault, because we are not a violent culture. Prior to us, the Jews, the Irish, and the Dutch, the gangsters, they were just as violent as we were. What was the difference? The government didn't allow them to fix themselves, because they would have never fixed themselves. The government intervened and helped fix them. Okay, you're Irish, you go to the police department. You go to the fire department. You go downtown to get this job. But they put the burden on us to fix ourselves. And it's not that easy. They got help. They got assistance. They got jobs. We can go in the corner right now. We can offer a speech. Guy got a gun on his hip. He got a pack in his pocket. We can offer a speech. How far is that going to go? We can offer wisdom. How far is that going to go? Now listen, man. I got a job for you. His ears going to open. Because that's what was done to the Jews, the Irish, and the Dutch. And get off this corner. Come on, I got a job for you. Put that gun up. By the time he busts his butt 8 hours, he ain't going to be thinking about nothing but sleep. Yeah. And that's that's what we got to get to, because like I said, it's not these babies' fault. You know, and when the shoe was on the other foot, when other people were shooting up restaurants, and shooting down in New Jersey, in New York, in Chicago, the mob gangsters, they came up with a solution for it. And it's not fair that we got to be our own solution for ourselves. That's it. Thank you guys for having me.